This is Stir It Up, Cliff from StirItUp.com and Matt from TTJTech.biz, and we are here to talk about the keynote that just passed, it didn't just pass, a couple weeks ago, I guess, and also talk about our upcoming training season. How's it going, Matt?
Well, it's going very well. Blessed and highly favored of the Lord, praise God, and looking forward to our upcoming training season here.
All right, good deal. Let's start with the keynote. Wasn't a whole lot, new watches, new phones, the usual. Although we did get some AirPod Pro 3 third generation that's supposed to have some newer features, enhanced audio, more noise cancellation. Talk a little bit more about what you saw with the announcement and read from different blogs and different articles that we follow.
Yeah, so the AirPods Pro, as you say, it's just continuing to refine things, better audio quality, and we have not only better audio quality, but also improved active noise cancellation, so they say. Now, I thought what the AirPods Pro 2s and even the AirPods 4, I thought they were really good, but they've improved upon them even further. And all of the specs are just continuing to get better and better for these different devices. The watch was kind of interesting because one of the biggest things that I noticed about the Series 11 Apple Watch was for the very first time ever since they first made the Apple Watch, they've increased the battery life. Now, that's not including the Ultra, because that did have longer battery life, but the Series 11, direct descendant of the original Apple Watch, for the first time now has 24-hour battery life instead of 18 hours. That's not enough to make me want to go out and buy it, because I'm very happy with my Series 10, and quite honestly, a lot of the features that they announced for the Series 11 are coming or have actually come to the Series 10 already, like the hypertension notifications, the sleep score, all that stuff. So, there's new things again, Ultra 3, SE 3 for the watch, and then...
Well, I did see an article before I came in here about an hour or so ago that the SE 3 got the most enhancements.
Yes.
That's one thing I did.
It did. Of all of the ones they released this year, that was the one with the biggest changes. That's right.
And me, like you, the battery life wasn't enough because I already got the Series 10, plus the fact that I don't even sleep with my watch on. So the battery life thing wasn't a deal breaker for me, based on the fact that I only got to charge it every 2 days anyway. So, like, for instance, this morning, before I put it on, it was on the charger. When I got home from work and I was getting ready, to get into my, I guess, lounge around in the house clothes, I took my watch off. Basically, I get home because I got to dress business casual, and I was gonna, go fry some chicken and make some rice, and I didn't want to get my work clothes messed up, so I threw on a t-shirt and some jogging pants and my little slippers. So, but when I take the watch off, it's only at 65%. So I know when I pick it up tomorrow without putting it on the charger, it'll probably be down to 52%, and more than likely it'll get me through the day until I get home. And even if it doesn't, well, I got a charger at work, so that's not a big deal.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of how I am. I usually end up charging it every other day, and I do tend to just charge it when I'm sleeping. So I, kind of one night I sleep with it, one night I don't, and I don't really care about. I don't use it for the per se sleep tracking features or what have you.
Right. There might be some people who need that, because there are some people out there with sleep apnea or that are on CPAP machines.
Oh, absolutely.
So that definitely helps them.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the watch, I thought about the SE3, but I was like, I got the 10. I'll probably get the 12 next year, depending on what comes to it and what new designs. I usually do every 2 years for the watch anyway. At one time, as you know, there was one year that I didn't have a watch at all, because I had traded it in to get my iPhone, and because I was working from home, I didn't see the point because I wasn't doing much walking.
Well, I was in exactly the same situation. I think I might have traded mine in for an iPad. I don't even remember anymore. But and then I was using the SE watches for a while, and the only reasons I got the 10 were, number one, I wanted the built-in the speaker that would actually support music playback right on the watch. Now, I hardly ever use that, I'll be honest, but I like the fact that I can if I would
Right.
choose to. And the other thing I like about it was the depth gauge with the Tides app and those different, the water and ocean related things, because we go to
Right.
the beach in the summer. I wanted to,
Exactly.
so there were some reasons that compelled me to get it this time, last time I should say, but yeah, it's hard to say. And the same thing with the iPhone. I got really the 16 because we switched carriers and did all sorts of stuff, and so I was able to get it then. Really the only feature that I really wanted it for that the 15 Pro didn't have was the layered recordings and voice memos. But now the 17 Pro, I'm just not really seeing anything that I feel like I have to have. I like the idea of the cosmic orange color. I would have been able to get that, but,
I mean, you could always get a case with that. So
right. Yeah.
I mean, and you brought me to my next point, because I'm, as you know, still on the 15 Pro Max. So I'm literally, 2 generations behind, and I have no desire, because it works just fine. There's nothing glaring from the 17 that says go out and get it. Okay, it's a little bigger, maybe the battery life, but again, like the watch, it lasts me all day. Now, I can't go 2 days without charging my phone, but again, I have a charger pretty much everywhere I go.
Right.
In my house, I mean, in my bedroom, in the living room. I think the only place I don't have a charger is in the kitchen, but I don't take my phone in there anyway, because I use, as you know, the AirPods, and I can just, tell. I'm not going to say her name because then she'll answer, but I can just ask her to play this or read me that, or, respond to a text message. So I don't have to have it in the kitchen with me. So there's nothing glaring. Like I said, it's a little bit bigger, cool colors, like you said. I mean, it's supposed to be a better camera. Who cares? And also, and I've mentioned this to you off air or off podcast, but, there's that dedicated camera button that's on the 16 that you have and on the 17. But I saw a rumor that they're probably going to remove it because a lot of people don't even use it.
Yeah, I saw that rumor, and of course they do have it, as you say, on the 17, but it's hard to tell what'll happen in the future.
Because for a while, I used my action button on the 15 just because I could for that particular feature, but I tend to use it more for do not disturb or silent or ring mode. At one time, I had it on Gemini just because I thought it was cool to have Gemini on one button and Siri on another. So
right.
I did it that. So, but you could switch it back and forth. So.
Oh, absolutely.
But since we're talking about the phones, let's talk about iOS 26. It's been released. It's got some cool features. But what is one of your favorite new features that is included in iOS 26?
It's a tough call because there's so many that I like, and as you know, we live on the betas, and so I get used to them and sometimes even forget which features were introduced when. There's something other than the beta? I mean, it's there's so many. I mean, from some of the music, being able to pin playlists or songs, but I use it for playlists in the music app, to the polls in messages. I really like the consistency that Apple Maps has gotten with VoiceOver, which, it's not per se a feature, it's just an improvement. It's always been usable with VoiceOver, but it's just it's finally it's kind of honestly the first time that I can say, and me, it's a God-given thing. I don't memorize steps anyway of how to do things, but it's the first time I can honestly say, yep, I have memorized the exact sequence, even when we're driving, to to find this or to do that. So that's something really nice in it. I like the visual intelligence and the screenshots and some of the grocery list enhancements and reminders. I mean, there's just countless things probably that that you could say, and on the iPad. And it's so funny because my daughter even pointed it out. Kylie had to pick on me about this because when they were announcing, well, first of all, let me give everybody the backstory. We were all watching the Keynote, of course, back in the summer, WWDC, and we kept wondering where the iPad is because they did phone, they did watch, they did TV, Mac, all these, in one way or another. And Kylie kept saying iPad's going to obviously be really big because that's why they're saving it for last. And of course, she was right. But the first thing I said to her, because you know me, I mean, I like the Mac, but I'm an iPad guy all the way. And so, when they brought a menu bar and windowed apps, I actually said to Kylie, I'm like, I'm not going to be using that. I'm like, I can tell you right now, I like the iPad to be the way that it is. I'm glad they did it for those. But that's what I said to her. I said, it's nice they have it, but there's no way I'm going to be using it. Well, then when they finally, we started getting betas, and it took a few betas for them to make the menu bar and the window controls accessible with VoiceOver. And when they did, I said, I can't believe how much I like this. I can't believe how much I like having a menu bar and, just the window controls. And there's some things in iPadOS 26.1 that I can't talk about yet, but they're continued improvements for VoiceOver users. And Kylie said, weren't you the one that said you were never going to use that? I said, yep.
Yeah. I don't use the iPad no more. As you know, I'm the Mac guy. As people know by now, you're the iPad and I'm the Mac, and that's why this team is, so enhanced, because we have somebody that uses everything.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, that is a nice addition to the iPad. And there's a lot of people that said the exact same thing that you did, and then of course they didn't use it. Taking just a slight step back, because I want to make sure that people that may not know this about the translation feature on the AirPods 3rd generation Pros, although they're coming to the 2nd generation also, where if somebody speaks a different language, and is it just in person or is it on the phone also?
So it is on the phone, but I don't think you need the AirPods to do it on the phone. You can actually do it in the call controls.
No, what I mean is, if I'm talking to you on the phone and you speak a different language, isn't it going to translate?
Yes, it will.
Your language to me?
Yep, it does. It does, and you can do that on the the phone app for phone calls. You can do it FaceTime, and then you can do it in person with the AirPods supposedly. And I've not tried that. But it does. And they say that the 2nd generation Pros and even the AirPods 4 are going to be able to do that. So that I think is a very powerful feature. The example I always give people is you could be talking to your grandmother in Italy, and she could be speaking Italian, and you would hear her in English. So I think that's a really, really cool feature.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, one of my favorite features in the iOS 26 is the fact that you can not even be bothered with solicitors no more. You can have it send them directly to voicemail, be blocked, or you can have them get interviewed before they get connected, or for unknown numbers, period. It ain't just solicitors. So
yes, that's right.
You call me and you're not in my contacts, it's going to ask you your name, what you're calling for, and then they'll decide if they're going to connect you and send it to me. And the cool thing about it is, if we don't answer the phone when that assistant calls, it goes to voicemail as a transcript, and you can hear everything that Google Assistant asked the person what your answers were.
Exactly.
So I like the new call filtering feature. We already pretty much had it in text messages. I didn't really use it, but it's there if you want to. There was a couple of hiccups in the beginning with the call history, but they since fixed that. So yeah, if you haven't downloaded iOS 26 because you're afraid of what the community is saying about VoiceOver losing speech and this and that and the other, there have been some instances, I'm not gonna lie, about some people losing speech, but I've been running iOS 26 since June and I haven't lost any yet. And matter of fact, I just seen an article just now that I'm browsing Mac Rumors that says there's I don't know if it's for the phone, but I know for the iPad there's a 26.0.1 fix that says that fixes the loss of voiceover speech.
Wow. Yeah, well, that's Apple takes feedback very seriously, and they work on it and they fix it.
They do. So, lots of great features. I was kind of disappointed there wasn't a new Apple TV, but that just tells me that they're working harder to make it even better than what it was supposed to be. So we'll see what happens. Maybe end of the year, the holiday season, or maybe beginning of the year around January, February, one of those announcements that they just tell us about instead of having a keynote for it.
Right. Some people say we could still see it this year. And of course, I'm really excited for the completely overhauled SIRI, not so much because I think it's lacking anything, but because I know that the sooner they get that released, the sooner we will get a new HomePod with a theoretical display. At least that's what the rumor is.
Yeah.
Which I think will be an amazing device when it does come out.
I wonder how they're going to do that, though, because, people like us, we like to pair just, things. I wonder if you're going to be able to pair the second generation Big Brother with a display one instead of having to buy two displays. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for the stereo pair.
Right.
That's an excellent question, and I have no idea at this point. That's a really good question.
That would be interesting.
Right.
So.
And I also have to believe that again, we don't know any of this. This is all rumor, but I also have to believe that the display, whatever they call it, command center or whatever the name ends up being, is not going to completely replace the large HomePod, but that it may add another option to the line. Like
maybe it's just a hub where
right.
It's just going to be the central station. As
Exactly.
Central command where
right.
you would actually just go to it to say what you wanted to play or display or watch
right.
or whatever the case may be, and the HomePods are still your main source for your music.
Right. Because I can see plenty of situations where you would want just audio and not a display. And, really, if you look at the competitors, that's what Amazon does. That's what Google does with their smart home devices. They have some with screens and some without, so you kind of choose. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. All right, well, that about covers the keynote. Let's get on to our training schedule. It's the usual. We start with voiceover in and out from the first Monday in October, which is coming up here in about a week, depending on when you're listening to this. So that's going to be October 6th, is that?
Yes.
October 6th. You can go to ttjtech.biz and get the information there, or you can email info@ttjtech.biz or info@stiritup.com, which is STURITUP.com, and ask us for the announcement or the sign up link. You can sign up now and 6 weeks into the class, because number one, you can listen to the podcast and get it on all your favorite platforms. You can get it on YouTube, Amazon, Apple Music, Matt's all-time favorite, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn. All the major platforms. So, and it's probably going to be the same. I can't make no promises because we don't know what our schedules is like. But last year, usually when the episode finished, it was up that night or the very next day.
That's right.
So if you don't catch it live, then you'll get what we call a clean recording. So it's not going to be all the extra banter, if there is any, because we usually teach and then ask questions. And if the question is not relevant to the topic, then we don't usually put it in the podcast. So just look forward to that. So that's going to run from the first Monday in October to the last Monday right before Christmas, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that is correct, yes.
With a holiday break on Thanksgiving.
Right.
We're going to put it out there right now. The week of Thanksgiving, we're going to have no classes. It just makes it easier for everybody. That way, no Monday, no Wednesday. You usually travel, go down to your parents, right?
Right, on Wednesdays we're usually traveling, exactly. Yep, that's right.
And there's no point in having class on Monday, because then you have people just looking. So, but we'll talk about that more in the housekeeping bit when we start.
Right.
With the class next Monday. Again, if you haven't signed up, ttjtech.biz or stiritup.com. Email us info@stiritup or at ttjtech.biz, and we can get you that information so you can sign up with the unique link. And we have to emphasize that you cannot sign up or come in on somebody else's link, because it'll look like Matt is in here 5 times, Cliff is in here 8 times. You have to sign up with your own email address. It sends it directly to you. You can put it on your calendar, save it as a bookmark, whatever the case may be, and come into the meeting, because that's your link directly. So once we take our little holiday break, I will be publishing some more with the Mac stuff. There's really not a whole lot that's changed in the last couple of years, but it's been a while. I didn't do it last year because our great friend and mentor, the late great John Panarese, passed away, and in honor of him, I just didn't do no Mac class. Number one, I wasn't in the mood, because it just he pretty much taught me what I know on the Mac.
Yeah,
And two,
yeah.
just in honor of his memory, we just didn't do it. So, but this year coming up, probably second, maybe third week in January, there will be something between the voiceover in and out and the iPad class, which starts now. I know last year we did the primers in February. Are we doing that again, or are you just going to just jump right in March and put primers up, for people to listen to?
I think we're most likely going to put primers up for people to listen to at their convenience and then begin the actual teaching in March. I think that's the way it's going to be. And just stay tuned to our newsletter, and anything we have to announce concerning that, of course, we will. We also will see in the January and February season there are what we sometimes call mini courses or digital cafes, where we do an Apple TV, couple of sessions on the Apple. Actually, I think we did 4 sessions last year on the Apple TV.
Yeah, we did.
And we did a couple on the Apple Watch and some things on the HomePod and smart home devices. So we'll look forward to doing that again as well.
Right. So the best way to keep in touch is to go to ttjtech.biz or stiritup.com and sign up for the newsletter. That way you'll never miss out on nothing, because whenever we have something coming up, something new, something spontaneous, we put it in a newsletter. Or you can join one of our mailing lists. I mean, we have our only Apple Talk and Support list, where it's only -TNS, like talking support, at groups.io. And to subscribe, you would just add the plus sign with the word subscribe and send it. But again, all that information is on our website. That's where you go to miss out on nothing. Also, I have, Matt can talk a little bit about his direction for his, but we are now, Stir It Up is now on TikTok, and we put up little demonstrations. I have a few of my own. I've also put up what TTJ has done on iOS 26. Some of them I had to split up because somebody made them too long, but they're all there up on the TikTok. Just go to Stir It Up Studio on TikTok and you will find those. They're audio recordings, but we had to trick TikTok just like we had to trick YouTube back in the day and let them think it's a video, but it's literally an audio demo of features in iOS 26. So you can go to Stir It Up Studio on TikTok and watch those videos or listen to those audio demos. And like I said, I got some on for the ones that I did on the phone, and then TTJ also did some, and I'll be having some coming up on the Mac also. So, but I'll let Matt talk a little bit more about the direction he's going with TikTok, with what he has been led to do.
Right. Well, we're going to see what we end up doing with the tech stuff, because as of right now, Cliff has been gracious to post them on his, and we always work together. Cliff and I are business partners, and so when you get one of us, you get both of us, and so we often share the material and the content anyway, and so I'm doing that. But the other thing that we have in common is we're brothers in Christ, and I have really felt led to do very small, they have to be small, basically 10 minutes or less,
right.
Devotionals, and I'm going to be starting that here in the next few days. And so you can check out The Faith Preacher is the handle for TikTok there, The Faith Preacher. And so that's where we're headed right now with my TikTok, and we'll see what happens then with the tech stuff. But for now, you can find all the technology trainings that we have, those little mini trainings on the Stir It Up Studios TikTok.
And it's also going to be on the TTJ Tech Talk YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
Not YouTube channel, but podcast.
Well, podcast, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can find them there, yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, people, y'all should know where we are. I mean, we're all over now. Podcast makes it wonderful, easily seamless to do, because we post it one place and they push it everywhere for us. Great service. You're thinking about doing a podcast, I would use Pinecast. And no, in his action, it's funny because his name is actually Matt. Matt is not asking us to do this and not paying us to do this. I just like the service so much that I'm telling you, if you want to start a podcast and you want it to be as easy as possible, be one and done, set it and forget it, Pinecast is where to go. And it's very inexpensive, $10 a month or $110 for the year, which you can't beat. Can't beat that price. There's nobody out there that makes it that cheap. Now, I mean, Apple, their service is only like $20, maybe $25 a month, or a year, I should say. but they don't push it everywhere. It's only on theirs. Pinecast, you can push it to app. It pushes it to Apple, to YouTube, to to Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon, everywhere. You publish it one spot and it does all the work for you. So that's my little plug for Pinecast. But it's a great service. So.
It is.
So anything else you want to talk about? I did see some rumors that Apple may be getting some new displays at the beginning of next year, and maybe M5 is coming sometime in January, and you just get used to one, and here they come with another one. So I mean,
right. It's coming, and of course we are already beta testing iOS 26.1. We can't really talk much about that at this point, but we know it's on the way, and so they push these updates very quickly. As Cliff said, there's already a 26.0.1 that is in the wild that people can get now, which has several bug fixes and just continues to refine things.
And we encourage you always to update. If you have any concerns about what people are saying, that's natural. But I'm not saying that we're the end all be all, but we've been testing this stuff. If you have any questions, email us. Come into the help sessions on Tuesdays and Saturdays, 2 Eastern on Tuesdays, 7 Eastern on Saturdays, same link. Tuesdays with TTJ and Saturday with Stirred Up uses the same link. If you have any questions, just come in there, ask us about it, ask us what we've been testing, let us know what your concerns are, and hopefully we can help ease your mind and encourage you to, get that update so you can have your device to be secure and ready to go.
Exactly.
So, well, I think that's about it. I mean, this was a short, quick one, but we will definitely be doing more later on down the line. Be on the lookout for more TTJ Tech Talk, short demos on iOS 26, because as they become available, he puts them out. And it'll, of course, be on my TikTok, I guess they call it a channel or feed or whatever it is.
Yeah, I didn't know the right word for it either.
So it'll be on my TikTok. We'll just say it like that.
Right.
And then, just subscribe to the newsletter to stay informed. And, if you want to join us on Tuesdays and Saturdays, we would love to have you. So,
absolutely.
I'm Cliff from Stir It Up.
And Matt from TTJ. God bless you, everybody.